does it look so? Oh, I think it's probably because. Hey, everybody. Let me wipe this. Okay. Did that help? I don't know. But, anyways, hey, y'all. I'm currently getting ready to go to the movie theater. Hence the lint roller. So, I out on the internet before I head out. I'm going to give the live an opportunity for people to come in. And in the meantime, in between time, I'm about to lint roll this snuggie because apparently you're allowed to bring blankets. So I'm going to bring my snuggie and get cozy in that beach, okay? But yes, hello everyone who's entering the chat. Thank you for joining me and hanging out with me real quick. It's going to be like a short live, I think. I'm supposed to leave around 9 o'clock. Just got to wait on my ride. So until then, we just going to hold a vibe. Yo, it was so hot today, y'all. Like, y'all see, I keep wiping my lip because my lip keeps sweating. I'm still feeling the heat indoors, even though the AC on. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, hold up. Came straight in and hit my like. You better hit the like when you come in here. You better let the people know you hit the like as soon as you come up in here. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hey, everyone coming in. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Raise your hands if you're going to see Nope anytime soon. Anyone? Anyone about to go see that movie? Whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day, or this week, let me know. Because I'm hella excited. And I have all kinds of thoughts. Because I've been excited since they released the announcement from last year. And in my opinion, Jordan Peele never misses. However, I sometimes I'll worry that my overexcitement for this movie is going to have me have high expectations. But at the same time, it's Alien. It's Alien. So I just cannot imagine a scenario in which he would disappoint me on this. I just can't see it. I feel like I'm going to have a good ass time in that movie theater. I'm going to have some snacks. Yes, hands raising. Gonna have some snacks. I'm gonna have my snuggie and baby. Okay. A good time. I'm going to the late showing. So I'm hoping that all I'm trying to choose my words carefully. All the people will be present in the theater, if you catch my drift, causing a commotion, have their authentic reacting, it even a vibe, you know? Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Oh, yes, I can't wait. Yes, never misses. Yes, he never misses. Actually, I watched Candyman the other day. I didn't see it when it came out because it came out in at the time. They had it, and I was like, yikes, I'm going to just wait for it to get on the internet. So it was Amazon Prime. So I watched it the other day, and I'm like, okay, this was strange. This was strange. This was a strange one. That's the only closest to an L I've ever seen from Jordan Peele. And truthfully, it makes sense because it's a remake. As far as his original thoughts, concepts on screen, I love them all. I love all of them. So I'm excited. And then you got Daniel Kaluuya, and I don't know how to say this man, Stephen Yeun, whatever his last, I don't know how to say his last name. Please forgive me. But you know, Glenn from The Walking Dead. Oh, I am so hyped to see him on screen. I love him. He's an excellent actor. He conveys emotion well. So I am hyped. And then Keke Palmer, of course. I just feel like it's a quality cast that we're working with. See what I'm saying? But yes, anyways, do y'all have any like predictions or ideas of what direction he might go in with this topic? We already know it's extraterrestrial, but what do you think he's gonna do with it? Like, I know for me, I'm assuming, I can only assume based off of the trailer that abductions will be a part of the conversation, clearly. But then what else? What else? What do you think? I don't even know. Hold up. As soon as you said aliens, your audio started breaking up. Really? Hello? Testing? Is it consistent now? That's wild, though. Why are they... First of all, it's only a small group of us in here. Why are they clocking my line like that? We not allowed to talk about aliens? That's crazy. Oh my goodness, look at the gems. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Shouts to all my channel members. I see y'all populating the place. And I see y'all have gone through a level up. So we're seeing some purple gems, some new green gems. I see some new members join. So shouts to y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Also shouts to this bun. I did this yesterday and I was like, this is cute. So I just tied my scarf around it and I'm wearing it again today. Sometimes when you get the proper bun, you just gotta ride it as long as you can ride it. You're not gonna remake it the same ever again. Okay. Anyways, let me see what else. I saw last night for an early release. I'll just say you think you know, but you have no idea. Ooh! First of all, shout out to you for the dedication of going to see it early. I respect you for that. But then also, that little description that you gave me just now just made me even more excited because I'm like, I just love anything that stimulates my imagination, makes me think, you know, makes me consider things outside of the norm. You know what I'm saying? And he just has, Jordan Peele, I'm saying, has just a gift of being able to do that, just presenting the weird, the unsavory, the cringe in a way that's enticing and intriguing. It's like, ooh, tell us more about your thought process, Jordan Peele. Tell us more. I love it. I love it. He reminds me of like those kids in school that were considered weird or nerdy or like the outcasts that everyone was always trying to like bully them or talk shit about them, but they were always the coolest ones. They're always the coolest ones. The way that their minds work is just so intricate and advanced and just beyond wherever the average person is at. And that's why they always got teased and shit. And it's like, I've never been a fan of bullying. I've never been a fan of making people feel like less than who they are just because they're different from you. So it always warms my heart when I see that kind of person become successful. I love to see that shit. I love it. Because it's like, yeah, exactly. Now you ain't got to say nothing. Just show them. They were talking shit. And now what can they say? Because look at you. Look at what you've accomplished. Right? Yeah. There's hella fur on this Snuggie. That's what I get. Because I just sit on the couch, and then as a result, either Panther or Onyx will take turns laying on it. And now I'm gonna with the shit. My lord. My God. Oh, oops. Anyways, I'm back. I think the audio is back normal for now. Yeah, it better be. And okay, if they're listening to me right now, just deposit 10K into my account just off the strength of you being present in my conversation unwarranted. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be nosy, at least do something to help me. You know? Like, don't just be here. You know, just listening in and not contributing to my time with anything of substance. over here distorting the audio. Like, for what? For what? I don't get it. Yeah, it's very thought provoking. I love that. That's okay, cool. I love that. Good. That's all I need. He's gonna hint about flat Earth. Oh, that's what your prediction is, Reginald? Oh man, I feel so uncomfortable talking about flat Earth stuff with like a group of people because everyone has their own like. A lot of people are so definitively sure about their point of view that you're not allowed to say anything contrary to that because once you say anything differently, they're like, "Oh, are you dumb? What's wrong with you? Why you think this? Why would you think that?" And it's like neither one of us have all the answers. Yeah, like it's okay to think differently. It's okay to have a different perspective. It doesn't automatically mean that something's wrong with that person. You know what I mean? Like that shit is weird. People are like, oh, y'all think. First of all, I'm not convicting myself to any particular opinion. I know that the Earth is the Earth, and I'm on it, and I know it's a circle. That's all I got for you. And logically speaking, it would be spherical. But whenever I've heard the flat Earth concept presented, they're not talking. People think it means flat like a piece of paper, and it's like obviously it doesn't mean that because we're all 3 dimensional. Like that's not what it means. But whenever I've seen it and when I've looked into it, what they're describing as flat is the base of it. They're not saying the whole thing is just like a piece of paper. They're saying the bottom of it is less spherical and more like a dome. And it's like, okay, well, interesting. That's interesting. And there's documentation of NASA. I got to be careful with saying certain shit. But they admit, basically, that what we perceive is not entirely the case. That's all I'm going to say on that. Okay? They've been told us on numerous occasions that what we perceive to be the case is not the case. All right? So you can't take stuff at face value and think you know all of the answers. You just can't. And I'm totally okay with being someone who will admit that I don't have all the answers, I don't know all of the things, and I'm okay with that. Whereas some people will try to come and like argue you down, like you're wrong and I'm right. And it's like, first of all, relax. First of all, calm down. Second of all, I know. Because have you been space? Have you been to space? And sometimes I just ask those kind of questions to kind of like provoke a little bit, just a little bit. Just because I know what I think in my rational brain, but it's always interesting to hear how other people respond to something that's nuanced or different. Like I might not even be attached to any particular thought process on a subject matter, but it always is very fascinating to me to see how people be so they cling on to what they believe is true. And I've learned to not do that because how many times have you thought something to be factual and then later down the line, the actual truth comes out and you're like, fuck, this whole time I was going hard. And it turns out that the truth was the opposite of what I thought. How many times? I remember I had that experience when Obama was president because that was my first time voting. And everyone was all hyping, my president is black. Like everyone's excited as hell. Oh, we got a black president, myself included. I was so excited about that. History is being made. This is amazing. And then the presidency takes place. Things happen behind the scenes that you're like, bruh, what was he doing? He was doing what? And then the truth starts to come out, and then you start to realize, oh, I've been bamboozled. And then you learn to stop being so rigid. Like, how am I going to be rigid about or a thought process when shit is always changing? Okay, now we got bots in here, and none of my mods are present. Hold a second. Like, how do they find me? How do they find me? That's what I want to know. And why? So annoying. Reports. I'm trying to get rid of y'all. Like, Jesus Christ. Give me a second. Saying what the F is this ads? No, it's just weird ass bots that just, they're like, oh, she talking about aliens? I bet. And then they just come in here and harass us. Like, go away. No one asked for this. Can I mod? You want to be the mod, Brittany? All right, Brittany. If them, I'm gonna make you a mod for tonight. Boom. If you see them come through, please get them out of here because I cannot deal. That man was the ultimate actor, had everyone fooled. Exactly. Like, you know what it feels like to be lied to, right? Like, to really believe in someone and then they lie to you, and then that feeling of betrayal, like, bruh. And then that feeling of how do you trust people now, right? So having to go through that whole thing of realizing that what is presented to you, especially on a mass scale when it comes to public presentation, it is oftentimes a lot more to it than what you see. That's just the reality. So if what you see is already suspicious, then just imagine what else that you can't perceive that's going on behind the scenes. Like, you can't just blindly have trust in every single thing that's told to you. You just can't. Especially when we live in a time and in a place. Panther's like, word, word, word. But especially when we live in an environment where we're constantly being lied to. If we just look at the way history has unfolded, there's always been just a chain of events that were either orchestrated or, I'm gonna stick with that word, orchestrated, in order to yield a certain outcome. And in that process of orchestrating that event, nothing lies and propaganda pushed on people in order to get them to course of action. That happens all of the time. All of the time. And yet, for some reason, people manage to still believe everything that they're told immediately. It's like, it's okay to want to be trusting, and it's okay to want to believe that it's your best interest in mind. Because you're human, you want to trust. But also, you have to look at people's behaviors and patterns. You have to look at history because it does repeat itself. Why do you think fashion is always being recycled? Why do you think they're always rebooting a show? Like, it repeats all the time. So if we have a history of just crazy, ridiculous things presented to us all the time, right? What makes you think that all of a sudden now they're not doing that? All of a sudden now they're telling us the truth about everything. All of a sudden now everything is full transparency and no suspect activities going on. Like, why do you think that? Why would you think that? That's always my confusion. It's like, what? People be like, why would they lie? Why wouldn't they? Why would they lie? Why wouldn't they? You can't give the entire population the truth as it's unfolding, because then people react and they get crazy and it can get very chaotic. That's when anarchy starts to happen. So you can't just give everybody the truth right now. So what they do, or what tends to happen, or what we observe, is we get pieces of the truth. And sometimes we don't get those pieces until way after the event. Way after the fact, we get the truth. And we're like, holy shit. So that's what was actually happening? And by the time you get the full truth, there's already so much other stuff in your line of sight that you can't even fully process that event that we just came out of. Because there's another one, and another one, and another one. It's DJ Khaled. And another one. Always another event, so you don't get enough time to sit and process. I marked this video to go in the conspiracy brain corner of my channel. And so, you know, I remember during the pandemic, what was it? CIA files were released. Was it CIA or FBI? One of them. Might have been. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't remember. But one of them released some sealed documents that was talking about pretty much this country and its relations with extraterrestrial life. I remember because it was a thing on Twitter where people were kind of like, yo, did y'all hear about those files or whatever? But it was also really hush-hush because everyone is consumed in the pandemic. Like, everyone was like fully in a frenzy about that. So when those files were released, a lot of people just didn't peep it or didn't care about it because it was just so random. But it's just always so funny to me because I genuinely believe that our entertainment, music, movies, shows, is all predictive programming, in that they are always giving us a heads up of what's taking place or what's about to happen. They just package it in a fiction format so that you don't take it too deeply, but it's already in your mind as a frame of reference. So when it does happen in reality, it's not brand new to your brain. Right? So when you're seeing all these movies, or people are dropping like alien stuff in their music videos all of a sudden now. Nope is out, obviously, now. And all these things are happening, and people decide that all of that is just make-believe. It's all make-believe. But it's like, is it? Isn't make-believe the idea that life exists outside of this one planet, this one galaxy, in this one universe? When we're in a multiverse, there's trillions of other verses. There's trillions of other galaxies. And within each galaxy, multiple planets and stars. We are in one singular galaxy among so many others, and you really believe that this is the only planet that holds life force? Like, how can you be so vain? How can you be so vain to think such a thing? Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You talk about aliens or ET, and people are like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you one of those woo-woo people. Oh, you had the tin hat foil, don't you? And it's like, because I can conceptualize logically that life has to exist in other places outside of where I'm standing? What? That's a crazy thought to have? That's crazy to think? What? Okay. Sure. Okay, sure. I guess I'm crazy then, until they come here, and now everyone's looking around for the tin foil hat people. Now everyone looking around for all the apocalyptic gatherers. Everyone who've been ready. Now everyone looking around for the underground bunkers when the fucking skies start to open up. Crazy. It's crazy to me that people need something to be directly in front of their face before they can conceptualize it. Otherwise, it's not real, it's make-believe, it's stupid. And it's like, bruh, open your mind a little bit. Expand your perspective. And accept that you don't have all the answers, so stop acting like you do. I've just been rambling as I do this lint roller situation. But I'm about to check the chat in a second to see what y'all are saying. So give me a moment. Just put this. Okay. Where am I? They try to get you prepared for what's about to come. Have you heard about CERN? Yeah, I have. Which, okay, it's funny that you mentioned CERN because recently I watched the season 4 of Stranger Things. Because I really like that show, but aside from liking the show and the premise of it, from the moment that I started watching it, I thought about CERN. Like from season 1. Because this is the second or third time that they've run the, what's it called? The something collider. Let me look. What's it called, y'all? The CERN. Hadron Collider. That thing. The machine. I believe this is the second or third time they're running it. And I remember the first time they did it, it was a big conversation, and people were like, yo, what the fuck are they doing? Like, what are they doing? What's going on? And then Stranger Things was a thing. Anyways, I mentioned that because when I was watching season 4 and I was looking at the actual device that they use in that show in order to open the portal for the Stranger Things and the Upside Down, all the creatures from that world to come into this one, I'm like, that looks exactly like the CERN collider. Like, it looks exactly the same. Interesting. Oh, it's particle accelerator. It's just meant to help us understand what took place with the Big Bang and such as, and so I don't even fully understand, to be honest with you. I don't even fully understand what it is that they're trying to do because, as I said, they don't give you the full tea until after the fact. But just looking at it, just using my eyes, looking at it, looking at the vocabulary around it, and then looking at the programming that's taking place at the exact time, you know, you put 2 and 2 together, and you're like, are these motherfuckers trying to open up doors? Like, why? Why? Are they really trying to do that? And if so, why? It doesn't feel like a faraway concept. We already have a metaverse. You're already finding ways to like detach from this level of existence to upload into another one. So why is the concept of them like playing with different dimensions so far-fetched to conceive? They would never. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they? If you had so much power and access, all the resources, all the scientific support and backing, and you had the option to explore another dimension, would you not do it? Like, if you had all the safeguards in place in order to do that, you would do it. Like, just be real. Or maybe, all right, maybe the average person wouldn't want to, but if you're into science, if you're into just like metaphysical stuff, if you're into anything that's like next level, like now we're in the quantum realm of conversation, we're talking about other degrees of existence and life, just intricacies that are far beyond your wildest imaginations. If you're into stuff like that, and then you're presented with an opportunity to explore another dimension, I highly doubt that you wouldn't do that if you were able to, and you do so safely. So I say all that to say, bring it back to stuff. Again, I don't know what they're really doing. I know what they said, but I don't know what's really happening. But what I do know is I would not be surprised if what I think is what is somewhere in the ballpark. Put it like that. I wouldn't be surprised. It just feels like, duh. It's like, duh. Of course they would do that. How many times have they fucked with us? Like, why would something like HARP exist? right? Like global warming and climate change and all these things when we know that they have an organization in place to manipulate the weather. That's been the case for years and years. Like it's not discussed publicly, but that exists and it is the case and it's been acknowledged and it's been admitted. It's been said to us, but people forget. If we have something like a harp, what makes you think that something like a CERN isn't doing some wild shit? Come on. I don't know. And then, because now I'm thinking about Black Mirror, right? I feel like my bun isn't fully visible. I want my bun to be seen. But now I'm thinking about Black Mirror, right? Like, okay. How many of those episodes have we seen come to fruition so far? 1, 2, 3. And not even like far apart from the release. Like, for instance, what was the episode called? Metalhead, where they had that dog robot thing, like that robot that was hunting down the lady, and basically it's designed to be laser focused on its target to the point that at any distance, anywhere in the world, it is able to track down its target to a T until it assassinates it, right? And then, not too long after the fact, I remember NYPD came out with a little robot dog that looked exactly the same. Exactly the same. And they were talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna start incorporating AI into the police force. Why? Why? Why, why do we need that? At least, why do we need that feature, that program? Like, what? On the one hand, it's a natural progression of technology. On the other hand, it can get very sinister real quick. And it's like, people don't want to talk about that part. And that's just one of the Black Mirror episodes. There's so many other things, like the social credit one. I forgot what that one's called, but y'all, if you watch Black Mirror and you know about it, where you get rated, so if you're rated and people's rating contributes to your social credit score, and if you have low social credit, that means you're not able to get a car, get a home, get a job. If you have a high credit score, social credit, then you can get all access to all those things. You have infinite options. And all it takes is for one bad rating or one interaction with someone to throw off your social credit score. Okay, cool. They have that in China. They have it. They have it. It's an actual thing that you can look up, social credit. Let me look it up right now. Okay. And as soon as I typed it in, it came up. Like, first article that came up, the China's social credit system. Let's see, social credit system, what is that? Is a national credit rating and blacklist being developed by the government of the People's Republic of China. The program did regional trials in 2009. So it's been out. Okay, cool. Before a national pilot, as in the first draft, with 8 credit scoring firms, and that's just a little synopsis. Okay, I bring that up just as another example of predictive programming, something that has been presented to us as a sci-fi concept, as something that is just so far-fetched, and our imaginations come up with these scenarios, and then you look in the real world, you see those same things in front of you, then you talk about it with people, and they're like, oh, that's just a conspiracy. That's just a conspiracy theory. But first of all, conspiracy means that a group of people or an organization has conspired, as in worked together to orchestrate an event to cause an outcome. That's what conspiracy, that's what it means to conspire. So why is it associated with fiction? Why is it associated with make-believe? As if it's not a dictionary terminology where people are making things happen in front of our eyes. Like, I get so annoyed. I get so annoyed with stuff like that because it's like you're saying it as if it's an insult. Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. I'm dismissing your point of view. But it's like conspiracies happen all the time. That's how bank robberies exist. That's how crime of any degree exists. They're conspiring the event. Like, come on. Vocabulary words. Just because it's too bleak of a concept for you to sit with doesn't mean that it's all automatically nonsensical and isn't real. Like, you can admit and say, look, that shit is too dark for me to talk about. It's too dark for me, as opposed to being like, it's not real at all. You know? That's my thoughts on the matter. What's your thoughts on the matter? Let me see what y'all saying. It may be that the microphone isn't plugged in completely or something with the internet connection, but I hope she sees the chat so she'll know for the next time. Definitely. Wait, what happened? The audio's going out, y'all, for real? It's like fully. That's weird. Someone else said that earlier, and then he said it came back. But why is it? Why am I even acting like I don't know why? But that's annoying. Is it okay now? This goddamn spam. This goddamn spam. Get it out of here. Oh my gosh. Talking about naked HD. Like, what? Leave us alone. The messy bun is cute, by the way, off topic. Thank you. Is it working now? It's been going in and out. It's okay now. That's so whack. I remember one time I had a conspiracy brain live a while back, and I was talking about something deep, and it was doing that. And then at one point it cut out. Like, I was saying something that was like, you know, and it cut out. Like, the live was like something error, a message that I had never received before. I was like, what the fuck? What? So for y'all to be telling me that me at this moment the audio is cutting in and out when there's nothing wrong with the wires, everything is connected properly, that's interesting to me. I find that very interesting. Let me see. Maybe. Maybe. I really don't miss the show in movies and shows. They show us what's really going on, but not many people notice or really care. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Especially because we all have our own stuff that we're dealing with in our real lives that it's like you don't want to constantly be looking over your shoulder trying to figure out what's the real deal. Like, to be honest, I haven't been doing conspiracy brain conversations in a really long time just because of the strength that ignorance truly is bliss, and the more you know about some of the crazy things that happen behind the scenes, like, it just makes your perception of the world so dark. Like, you just look at everything through a lens of suspicion, and I don't want to go through my life like that. I don't want to always be questioning everything, having my guard up always thinking someone's out to get me. Like, I don't want to live in a life of paranoia. And anytime I've ever done a deep dive, like gone down a rabbit hole of a topic, it's so depressing. It's so depressing. It's like, yo, why do people have to be so insane? Like, why can't y'all just allow us? Why you can't just allow us? Just let us live our lives and stop fucking with people. Like, stop messing with us. Just leave us alone. That it makes me feel like low-key helpless because all of these things are happening regardless of if you perceive them or not, you know? And then you also realize that not a lot of people want to investigate these things. So you start to feel like you're in the minority of people who think in a different way. And so then that feeling can be really alienating. And it's like, the most fun I've ever had diving into conspiracy theories was when I was in a relationship with someone who was also like that. He was more like that than me. He kind of actually brought me down the rabbit hole with him type of vibes. So that's the only time I would enjoy it, because like you have someone to feed off of. Like y'all are just like, yo, this and this and that. All of your thoughts, you can just share them, and it's a mutual exchange of expression and understanding. But when it's only you doing a deep dive in the rabbit hole, and most of the people around you aren't thinking about it like that at all, it's like, who do you talk to? Who do you get off your chest with? Now you're just sitting with all of this information in your brain and watching everyone fall into something or participate in something. And you're like, bro, just look. They're doing it right now, but they don't want to look. They don't want to see it. So now like those little cartoon graphics where they'll have like a group of people that are, and they'll have the one person that's multicolored and they're looking up and everyone's looking down. You become that person. You're like fully activated. You have all this information, all these thought processes. You're like seeing the world. You're like really seeing the world. And then you look around and you see how many people aren't. And you're like, fuck. It's not a good feeling. So for that reason, it's kind of like all the conspiracy theories that I have done my own investigation on and found my own information on, and now I have that as a knowledge point. It's like, it's cool, I have it and I keep it, but I don't really go out of my way to have those conversations with people. I just got to see what the vibes are like. Are you even an open-minded person enough to hear a different point of view? Because why even bother bringing it to you? You know what I'm saying? You listen to people talk about, to listen to the way people have like this blind faith in those same structures that are designed to uphold the fallacies. You see so many people still trust them, and it's kind of like, what can I possibly say to you at this point? Because we've been watching them play games in our face this whole time, and you still trust it without a shadow of a doubt. Not even a question mark, not even an eyebrow raise. You just with it. It's like, you know what? I can't. Because then I start becoming judgmental. Then I start judging people. Then I start having all kinds of thought processes. And again, like I said, I don't want to think like that. I don't want to move like that. So I rather just walk with the assumption that there's always some kind of fugazi stuff going on. Whether I'm aware of it or not, there's always something. So I just accept that as the baseline facts of the matter. And then I just do my best to have a happy, fulfilling life regardless, and call it a day. Because I can't constantly be consumed in all of the terrible things that's happening in the world. I just can't do that to myself. Can anyone relate? Agree. Deep diving is draining for me because it's like, what can I really do to assist the darkness? That part, it's like all you can really do, at least from my point of view, is to just be as dope as you possibly can. Tap into the light that you have within you, like really let it shine. Shine bright like a diamond. Like really, be, how they say, literally be it in the world, be the best you that you can possibly be, and that you enter any conversation that you're a part of, and just leave better than you found them. And that's about it. I got that from Hey Fran Hey. She said it on the Friend Zone podcast one time. She's like, I try to always leave people better than I found them. And that is a gem. It's like you can't control everything. You can't be the savior for everyone. The best you can do is be all of yourself and have a positive impact on the world as much as you possibly can. Accept what's within your control and let go. Detached. Detached from the things that you have no control over, or that isn't your responsibility, like what other people are doing per se. Like trying your best to detach. It's very hard to practice that all the time. It's not the easiest thing to do, I'll tell you that much. But when it comes to your sanity and your mental health, it's like you can't engage with everything all the time. You just can't. I've been gone through like 700 stickies, and I'm still going. Like, that's crazy talk. Oh wait. Okay. I'm checking to see if because this is around the time when I'm supposed to leave. I think they're gonna get me in like the next 15 minutes. I'm just checking my messages real quick. Okay, cool. They're not ready yet. Enlightenment comes with a price. That part. The price is your peace of mind. The price is certain connections. The price is that you end up sometimes taking the harder route of things because you know too much to do it the conventional way. Like you're too privy to the dark side of how society functions that it makes it hard for you to participate in it. And that's where the issue lies, because as social creatures, we are meant to interact with each other and participate in the societies that we build. We're supposed to do that. So it's hard when the society that you are a part of is filled with so much fugaziness. It's like that's why people deal with depression. That's why people deal with trigger warning, suicidal ideations. Like that's why people have these thoughts, because it's like that feeling of helplessness, especially when they've done a deep dive. So I say all that to say to just be mindful of your threshold. Like don't consume all of the information all at once. Like first of all, it's not even needed. Once you have a baseline understanding of the way things operate, you don't even need to know all the intricacies of all the conspiracies. Like you don't need to know all of them. You just need to know one. And that's enough to let you know that all the other things that go on is got something to it too. That's all you need to know. You just need a handful of conspiracy theories that you've explored on your own time and found the true information about it, and then confirmed so that it's no longer a theory. It's actually a fact. Now you know that it's fact. So you keep that knowledge and you use it as needed, but try your best to not let it consume you. That's what I would say. It's been a while since I watched a documentary It's been a while since I've like really researched, like really. The last thing I can remember researching like that was the shot. I was like, nah, I need to know what the fuck's going on as far as that's concerned. As far as that's concerned, I need to know what's up. And I did my research and I learned a lot, and I was like, yeah, I know what decision I'm gonna make as far as that's concerned. And good luck to everyone else. And not gonna hold you is definitely hard for me because I think I'm one of, I'm probably like, let's say I have like 30 people around me, only like 3 of us are jabbed. Everybody else is. So it's kind of just like, okay, well, now what do you do? The decision has already been made. So that was a hard time to go through a little bit. Like, I remember my mom and I used to have little hard dates I didn't have to deal with sometimes because I used to have those two be so. You ever had like someone who y'all have discussed all the ways in which society's messed up, right? Y'all have had that discussion before, but then when it comes to this, it's like they disregard. How am I trying to say it? Like, let's say you had a conversation with someone at the Black Panther Party, for instance, and you learned about all the ways that they infiltrated that party and then caused the assassination of all of certain people involved, right? Y'all bond, y'all build, y'all like, yeah, they did this, they did that, they did this. And then that same person who knows about the things, they go and they make a decision of blind trust of the same people who orchestrate the foolishness that you all just finished talking about. We just finished talking about how they do this, and then you come over here and you still fucking with the vibe. Help me understand that. Y'all sit there and talk about eugenics for days, for hours and days. Y'all will talk about eugenics, and then they will go and sometimes you just gotta laugh to keep from crying. Sometimes you just gotta laugh to keep from crying. And also, what I've been learning to do is to just accept that everyone is where they're at, and not even learning to do, just practicing more. Everyone is where they're at. You can't control how people perceive things. And just because you and someone else see things differently doesn't mean y'all can't coexist. Just because y'all make different choices in your life doesn't mean y'all can't be friends, y'all can't be partners, y'all can't be whatever. You can still build relationships with people even though y'all are different. You know, I've learned to be more forgiving. Not everyone is gonna go down the rabbit hole. And that's okay. I've learned that it's okay. I don't need everyone to go down the rabbit hole. Not everyone is about that life, so why would I try to force that on them? You know, like, I have my perception, you have your perception, we'll talk about it. As long as we keep it respectful, then that's all I can really expect at the end of the day. Hopefully my words penetrate enough to plant a seed and it makes them do their own research in their own time, but I also gotta accept it if they don't. I gotta be okay with people being who they are. I gotta love people for who they are, regardless if they think like me or not. You know? So that's just been my thought process on the matter. I've also just been on some, yeah, I am the one who thinks about stuff like that. Yeah. I am the weirdo of the conversation. Yeah. If you tinfoil hat person, okay, yeah, that's me. Okay, whatever. I'm still dope. You still fuck with me. We still hold a vibe. So what's the problem? Maybe you don't think about things like that. That's okay. But what we about to eat for dinner though? Where we about to go to turn up at? That's my new energy when it comes to that shit. It's too exhausting to try to put people on to information all the time when they're resistant to it. It's like, okay, believe what you want. What we about to eat though? You don't know? Okay, let me know. Just let me know. That's it. It's so isolating seeing stuff happening and everyone is just living their life happily. And that's what, yes, Michelle, that's why I say it's kind of just, you gotta like decide what your threshold is and stick to it. Like, don't over consume, because honestly, it's so crazy to really like lay out all of things that happen. Like, it's literally information overload. Like, we're not even meant, I don't believe that we're meant to have access to all of that information so readily all the time. As in, it's not supposed to be a part of our conscious awareness all the time, because it's so unnatural, the things that are being done. It's different if everything is copacetic and flowing with nature. Then cool, consume what you want. But when there's so many things that go directly against your nature as a human, goes against nature as it is, and then you're constantly thinking about it, you're constantly taking it into your orbit, that's not healthy for you. That messes with your mental health, you know? So you gotta be careful. It's like, okay. Sometimes, like even with the certain thing, right? The only reason I looked into it again recently was because of Stranger Things. I was like, is that the same thing? I'm over here looking at the pictures like, is that it? Is that the thing? That was it though. I was like, I'm not about to go any deeper than this because I can't deal with that. I don't want to sit with that information. Who am I going to talk to about it? You go up to the average person, you say CERN, they don't even know what the fuck that is. But I'm supposed to be out here getting everyone to think about things a little bit. Like, nah. Why? Do that for what? That's how I feel right now. Looking up, I feel like the opinion that I hold right now is not something that's common and nobody would probably agree with, which is sad. That's like, when you said that, it made me think of that movie Don't Look Up on Netflix. Raise your hand if you've seen that movie. Have you seen Don't Look Up on Netflix? Because that is literally, I think I kind of messed up the camera when I did that. I'm just trying to make it like, so that my bun is in the frame, but also the light is on me. Whatever. Anyways, without spoiling the movie for those who haven't seen it, Don't Look Up is the perfect description of what it's like to exist in society when you know what's going on, and most people are kind of just like, whatever. We don't really want to hear about Jimmy. Let's talk about something else. You know, it's like, I saw a video clip the other day where someone used a scene from Don't Look Up. Yeah, someone used a scene from Don't Look Up where they were at the news station, basically telling them like, yo, do you not see what's going on? Like, this is happening right now. All you have to do is literally look up in the sky and you will see it coming to Earth right now. And the newscasters are like, oh, well, you know, we kind of like to keep this really happy. You know, you're being kind of frantic and you're stressing everyone. We want to keep it upbeat. And they're like, bitch, ain't nothing upbeat about it. There's a freaking meteor on the way to Earth right now. Ain't no upbeat, right? So they used that clip from the movie and then they mashed it together with another clip from a real news segment, a live news segment where this guy was on there talking about how a heat wave was coming and it was about to be like what was the word that he used? He said it was going to be like a phenomenon, like way hotter than it's ever supposed to be. I didn't go to look to see what year that clip was from. I just know that's what he was talking about. And he's on the news and he's like, yeah, yes, it's summer. Everyone wants to have a good time, but also be careful because the temperatures are about to get really crazy and it can get dangerous. And the freaking shorties on the news panel talking about some, yeah, but we want people to be happy about summertime. Like, we want people to feel excited about the weather. And isn't it always hot like this? Like, it's, and he was like, ma'am, he's like, no, it's not always hot like this. What I'm talking about is drastically different from what you talking about. Like, talking about, we just want to keep the vibes up. We just want everyone to be excited about the warm weather. Meanwhile, he's literally talking about a heat wave that has the potential to kill people. It's like, that's the type of thing that happens where you just peep game. You just see what's happening. But everyone else is kind of just like, yeah, whatever. We don't want to talk about that, though. Talk about the happy times. Talk about the good stuff only. And I think, honestly, I'm guilty of that sometimes, where I just want to be in my own bubble of positivity and good vibes. It's like, I just don't want to be bothered with foolishness. It's kind of like you create your own little utopia by plugging out from all of that information and just dwelling in your own contrived world of positivity. So I'm definitely guilty of that too. I'm not going front. But one thing I'm not going to do is gaslight you thinking that what you are perceiving is not true or is not what it is, just for the sake of keeping the vibes positive. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather be like, okay, I'm not in the mood to talk about that, than to be like, no, everything you're saying is bullshit or it's not real and it's not positive enough, so let's only talk about positive stuff. Like, no. Maybe everything you're saying is as bleak as it really is. Maybe it's true. But I personally don't have the mental capacity for this conversation right now, so I can't do it. I'd rather say that. Anyways. Let me see. I'm looking at the other comments. Some people just be having wrong opinions, though. I'm sorry. Some people do be wrong. You're right. Some people do be wrong. It is what it is. Not this freaking bot back in here. Like, what is wrong with you? Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Crazy. Go away. What the F? Unbelievable. Okay, I'm trying to look at any comments that I missed. Hello from South Carolina, girl. Hey, Kiana. Wait. Kiana. That's your name? Tell me if I'm right. Yeah, that was a good movie. The movie, Don't Look Up. Yes, exactly. Good things. That movie was very, very valid. Also, I feel like fast fashion. Wait, hold on. Okay, let me read the first thing you said. Yeah, exactly. I feel like everyone is ignoring the fact that we're ruining the earth while saying that they care. I can barely find anyone who recycles. People don't even buy stuff that can be recycled. Also, I feel like fast fashion should be destroyed. I'm sorry. People keep trying to tell me all the ways it's good while ignoring the fact that it's child labor and ruining the environment. Is your name also what? Blackface? Let me not even. But everything you just said, yeah, I totally understand. It's exhausting trying to how do you say? There's but so much you can do in a conversation to shift people's perspectives significantly enough for them to change their life. Like most of the time, like sometimes you have a conversation like that where the things you say is just hitting. It's just like because it's just streaming from you, and you just everything you're saying is just penetrating and it resonates in a way that ripples. But for the most part, there's but so much you can accomplish with just your words when you're dealing with someone who's so resistant to our process. So often what comes is, at least from my point of view, you kind of just have to live your life. Like if you, for the you just like, all right, there's a cycle though, and when they're in my experience, I'm a reminder them to recycle as opposed to just seeing at the fact that so many people on Earth don't do it. It's kind of like you can't control all the people on Earth, unfortunately. Wish you could sometimes, but you can't. So you just do your best with what you can do, the best that you can do always, and then just leave people to do what they're gonna do and learn to allow people to be who they're gonna be. You cannot control what other people do all the time. You can't make people think differently just because you want them to. You can't guilt people successfully into a new thought process. They have to be open and receptive on their own. Best you can do is speak your truth as you do. Best you can do is and it's warranted. Like as far as like speaking your opinion on things when it's warranted. Best you can do is be kind to other people, extend them some grace, have some compassion, have empathy. And if you see that even after you do all those things, they're still hella resistant to anything you have to say, then distance yourself from them, because all they're going to do is continuously deplete your energy because you're trying so hard to make them see things differently and they refuse to. So you just can't do that to yourself. You can't fight all the world's battles by yourself, you know? And this is just me giving my own lived experience. As I've acknowledged earlier, I don't have all the answers at all. I am always figuring things out. But based off of what I've come to learn thus far, those are nice. Black Nation Live saying hello from the UK. Hey, what up, Black Nation Live? What up, UK? Welcome. Welcome. I'm going to be out of here any minute now. What I want to know is what's taking these people so long? Where y'all at? Because the movies start in an hour and we need to get going. I'm about to text them the side eyes like, hello, what's up? What's going on? Like, hello? Y'all on the way or not? Okay, back to the comments. Oh, that's so cool. We got 2 Kionas in here. Yeah, I know, but it's frustrating. I don't want to die from pollution and stuff. I'm trying to make it to 100 years. You know, what's crazy about that is like you fuck around and die from something else. Like that's the thing about stuff like this is you can go as hard in the paint as you want to about certain things because your intention is to avoid that particular outcome, and then you deal with a completely other outcome over there from something you weren't thinking about at all. Yeah. Which is why I emphasize the whole you can't control everything part, and you just got to do your best and live your best as much as you can and just let go of the other stuff. Kind of like with me, for example, I've attempted to go the vegan routes as a lifestyle choice. And anytime that I've ever done it, it always felt like I was forcing myself to, right? And then also thinking to the point that I enjoy my like I enjoy the pleasures of different kinds of foods, you know? So I would do that or whatever, and then you come across someone who's like really rigid, like go hard, vegan, 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 everything. And then they get sick from something completely unrelated. Completely unrelated. And now you watch them go through that. You're like, that being vegan thing in this particular scenario didn't save you from that ailment. This is just me giving like a loose example. I'm not talking about anyone specific, but just as to say, like, maybe you were super concerned about pollution, like pollution is crazy, it's out of hand, and then something else is the thing that takes you out that has nothing to do with pollution. You see what I'm saying? So point being is like, try to ease up a little bit. Don't be so rigid, because no one knows when their time's gonna come. No one knows what's gonna be the thing that does it. So you can do the best you can to minimize casualties as much as possible, but also understand that you're not gonna be able to even control that in the first place. So don't drive yourself crazy trying to do that. See, this little piece of fur just don't want to go nowhere. Just don't want to leave. It's like, baby, we coming with you. And I want you to know that you're not. Okay, let me look. Let me see. Ah! Let me see how it's looking. Because I want to be snuggled up in the movie theater, not having to worry about lint or anything up on me. Ah! Sorry, y'all. Okay. Let me see. Very true. No one knows the time nor the place. Yeah, you know. Peace, Sammy. I need me or you. Well, I hope you find. I mean, you're not gonna find you or me, but I hope you find something that's perfect for you. Put it like that. Ain't nothing wrong with eating meat. It's the way that we get it. That's the problem. Animal cruelty is the problem I'm trying to solve while I'm alive. Also, yeah, I'm gonna ease up. Yeah, that part as far as the way we get it, that's the problem. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a whole nother bag of tricks right there. I can't even go into that conversation right now. But I do feel what you're saying, Bloodface. I do. Hi Sammy. Hi Shades of Sage. First of all, shouts to Shades of Sage always coming through with the support. Not these damn bots back again. What do they want? Like, get out of here. Go away. Like, that's really absurd. That's really absurd. For what? For what reason? For what reason? Are y'all? I don't understand. Okay, all right. My ride is getting ready to come to get me. They about to get the car right now, so that means it's about that time for me to head out, y'all. I'm gonna give it like 5 minutes. I'm gonna get, you know how people will like, all right, come downstairs, and they still up the block. So that's where we're at in the timeline. So I'm gonna give it 5 minutes, and then we out of here. Then it's movie time. I'm very excited. Very excited. Yeah, the boss again. What's wrong with them? Why? This is reminding me. What was in my video? Psychedelics. When I tell you the amount of spam in the comments, it was just appalling. Just appalling. Every day, multiple times a day, I had to go through and block and report the spam, because what they were doing was they were coming in the comment section trying to sell stuff to my subscribers and viewers. And I'm like, y'all not about to bamboozle nobody over here. Okay? You're not about to do that. Okay? I was not having it. Like, y'all not about to be in here spamming people and harassing them. That's what it's making me think of, because this freaking talking about some naked HD. Like, what? Ain't nobody talking about that right now. Why are you over here with that right now? I would understand if we were having raunchy conversation right now, but we're not. So why? We talking about aliens. Y'all talking about naked HD. Like, what? This was a good live as always. Oh, thank you. You are beautiful. What's your IG? My IG, I'm gonna type it right now. It's @SammyDaGawd. Like a sentence. It's @SammyDaGawd. That's my IG. Not the friggin' thing highlighting my name and leaving the its. But yeah, there you go. Oh, cool. It put a crown next to my name on the phone, but not on the computer. Okay, whatever. I'm just looking to see if there's any comments that I missed that I want to get to. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's like I kind of, when you're excited for something to happen and you're looking forward to it or whatever, but then also there's like that small sliver of sadness because, once you experience it, now it's done. That's kind of how I feel right now. I'm so excited to watch this movie, but I also don't want it to be done yet. I don't want the excitement to be done yet. I've already decided I'm going to see that movie more than once, though, so there's that. Okay. Are you going to do a review of the movie? I might. That's something that I want to do, but I want to give people time to watch it, too, because I don't want to do... Because if I do a review, I'm going to spoil it. Like, I can't promise you that I'm going to hold back on the spoilers. So I'm going to probably give it like a week or two. Maybe a week. We'll see. But yeah, I do want to do a review of it. I do want to see what concepts. With Jordan Peele, it's never just the thing. There's the main concept, and there's several concepts underneath. So the fact that the main thing is aliens, I already know is going to be so many other levels to address that I'm just so excited to see how it presents it. And I definitely see myself reviewing it. Most likely as a live. So we just chop it up, go live. I'm going to make that the homework assignment then. Everyone, if you are able, if you have the means and the time, go and see Nope. Because I will come back and do a review, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to unpack all of the things that come up. Okay? We're going to have a good time. Class will be in session. So make sure you go watch that movie. Matter of fact, Jordan Peele, sir, he need to cut the check because I'm doing all this free promo just off the strength that I fucks with him. But he need to cut the check because I'm sending people to the theaters to buy tickets. See what I'm saying? But yes. Let me check the status before. Okay. What? It was 9:31. Okay. 2 more minutes, y'all. How do y'all think humans would react to aliens if we ever came in contact with them? I'm pretty sure most people would shit their pants. I'm pretty sure most people would freak out. I can't promise you that I'm not most people. I would probably freak out too a little bit. Like, let's say right now, right? Right now, we're having this conversation, and then all of a sudden, lights. And then I look, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see a UFO, and I see a beam of light come, like, you better believe I'm gonna freak out as well a little bit. I'm gonna be like, holy shit, they're here. They're here. I'm gonna be like, where's the weapons? Grabbing all the weapons, knowing good and damn well that my feeble human attempts to survive will not suffice against such a life force, but I'm gonna try. Then what I'm gonna do is get all my ganja together and try to pack up a quick little apocalypse bag, get my first aid kit, get my little LED lights, get my water, get my everything, and be like, okay, where's the car key? Like, I just see myself being automatically in apocalyptic mode. Like, okay, time to survive. Like, it's really time to survive. Put the sneakers on. Get my gas mask. Just getting all types of unnecessary shit that probably won't even save me. And then I'm going to sit here because I have an altar from my ancestors. Like a little, just sit down, hold a vibe with them. So then I'm going to pray. I'm going to be like, y'all, please, 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 please protect me. Please protect me. Please let them know that I am one of the good ones. Please let them, if they come into my experience, let them take one look at me, just scan me real quick, and then decide that I deserve to live, so they let me. Okay? Please protect all the people that I care about. Please make sure that they survive as well, so that I'm not alone. Like, but, oh my gosh. I know I'm all lighthearted about the idea of an alien invasion and stuff like that, but I know for a fact that shit would be chaotic as hell. Chaotic as hell. I'm calling everybody. Call my dad, call my sister, because they in Canada. I'm like, yo, it's happening. Like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? All my friends, call them. Yo, where y'all at? We need to link up. Like, at least we need a buddy system. No, my God, yo. Hitting up everybody I love. I'm like, I love y'all. And I hope I see y'all again. Be safe. Anyone who I have feelings for, I'm hitting them up like, look. I know we just getting to know each other or whatever, but the aliens are here. So, emotions. I'm going to give you all the emotions, and I don't give a fuck. I'm going to just be like, caution to the wind at that point. Caution to the wind at that point. But anyways, y'all, my ride is here. I just got the message, so let me pack up my Snuggie and get ready to go watch this movie. I hope y'all get around to watching this movie as soon as possible so that I can come through and do a movie review and unpacking session with all of y'all, and we can have a good time, okay? But thank you for vibing with me on tonight, and I hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye, y'all.